Good morning, beautiful people. Um, I just want to say I'm exhausted from the past few days. I have been working 7 days a week for quite a while now. I wanted some time off, but this is not how I wanted my time off. We had something very traumatic happen Wednesday afternoon. Let me state this up front. I will not accept any snide or rude comments within this video from anybody. Okay. If you are not directly up in that situation at the time, I do not want to hear any snide remarks. Um, I had went to work Wednesday morning. I've been there for several hours. I did my job. I clocked out. I went to my brother's house. I did some errands. I stopped at the grocery store. I came home. My husband and I, we weren't even home 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes. I get a call from my friend stating that her dog had bit my patient. And I was like, okay. I'm coming right now. John and I will be there in just a few minutes. I'm trying to go the speed limit, but I was worried about my patient. She has Parkinson's disease and she has the tremors pretty bad. We get over there to her house because they live together. We get over there to my friend's house to check up on my patient. Apparently, while she was sleeping, my friend's dog had bit her. Now, let me explain. This was not a pit bull. Even if he was a pit bull, which he was not, I do not want to hear any snide or rude comments. I will love every single breed of dog. It doesn't matter what breed it is. I love every bully breed out there. American Pit Bull Terriers, American Bulldogs. I love French Bulldogs. Oh, I love the Frenchies. They're so ugly. They're cute. Um, I love British Bulldogs. I love Bull Mastiffs. I love Staffordshire Terriers. I love all breeds of dogs. So I don't want to hear any snide or rude comments about the situation. I'm just informing y'all of what happened and how it was so traumatic. Apparently, while my patient was sleeping in her wheelchair, she fell asleep. She started having the tremors. Now, the dog was 13 years old. He was blind. When she was having the tremors, she knocked over her walker, which has a tray up on it. She knocked over the TV tray stand, and it's a solid piece of wood. It's heavy. It fell on top of the dog. He panicked. He panicked. He thinks he's being attacked while he's sleeping. He jumps up. He bites her. He bit her pretty bad, people. I mean, a chunk of her arm was missing here. The two bones that are right here within the arm, this one was broken and it was sticking out of the skin. The underside of her arm was just laid open. This was hard up on me, but I had the medical training. So my medical training kicked in and I immediately took care of the situation. Call 911, paramedics show up. That was the first incident. The roommate, my friend that owns the dog, she was able to get the dog off of my patient. She was able, her and her son were able to get the dog off my patient, put the dog up in the bathroom. That was the safest place for him to be. Like I said, he was 13 years old. He was blind. We get over there. We assess the situation. I'm taking care of the whole thing, putting a tourniquet up on her arm. She's in a state of shock by then. She had blood loss. They did surgery up on her arm Thursday morning, and thankfully they were able to save her arm. She's still in the hospital. She will be released. While the paramedics are assessing the situation outside in the back of the ambulance, my friend's son said he was going to go say goodbye to the dog. Dude, stay up out there. Do not go up in the bathroom. He's already hyped up. He's scared. He doesn't know what's going on. He said, well, I'm going to go give him a hug. Dude, don't do that. My husband told him the same thing. His mom told him the same thing. But we were doing other things. We were trying to pick up things that fell onto the floor and put it up on my patient's tray. We weren't paying attention. He got into the bathroom. We're hearing this crying and everything, and at first we thought that the young man was being overly dramatic. And then it was getting louder. I didn't hear any banging. I didn't hear any of that. I'm hearing screaming and crying, but I thought like I said, I thought he was just being overly dramatic in there, wailing, saying, oh, my dog, that wasn't the case. And the screams were getting louder. By the third set of screams, we all started running towards the bathroom. My husband pushed me aside. He gets in there. He almost had to break down the bathroom door. Now, the young man that was in there is close to 300 pounds, if not 300 pounds. He's pinned up against the door. He is literally on the ground. This dog had him on the ground. He had him by the face. This part of his face, right here, is gone. The dog had jumped up and grabbed a hold of this part of his face. We didn't know that at the time, at that moment. My husband was finally able to open up the bathroom door and grab a hold of the dog and pull him on. This young man comes up out of the bathroom. He's holding his hand up over his face like this. So we couldn't see. There was no blood at that moment. Until he pulled his hand away and went like this. That's when we started to freak out. But in the meantime, somehow the bathroom door was left open. The dog runs out and starts attacking the young man again on his backside. By then, his mom is screaming, he's biting my son, he's biting my son. It's instinctual for dogs to bite. When they're scared, being attacked, or whatever the situation may be. It's instinctual for them. If they have teeth, they will bite. I am not mad at this dog's breed for what he did. I am not mad about that. My husband and my friend that owned the dog. They were trying to pull him off of this young man's backside. He turns around. My husband lost his grip. All of a sudden, he just reached over again. He grabbed a hold. In the meantime, when my husband lost his grip on his collar, the dog spun around towards my husband. I was just like telling my husband, watch out, he's going to bite. My husband finally was able to reach back down again, grab him by his collar, pull him up, and kept him there for a few seconds to make him release the young man's backside. He tossed him up into the bathroom and reached over and closed the bathroom door. I quickly got the phone. I had called 911 again. At first, I thought the paramedics that were taking care of my patient were already gone. No, they were not. They were outside, thankfully. After I had called 911, this young man started to really freak out. He went outside. We couldn't get him to sit still. I don't blame him. I do not blame him for this and freaking out. I'm up on the phone with 911, telling them what had just happened to this young man while he is running outside. His mom was already outside. She's pounding on the back of the paramedic door. They come out, they assess the situation. In the meantime, the mom of this young man, she was injured also with her finger. She broke the tip of her finger here, and she had a couple bite marks and other injuries to her finger. So by the time this was all said and done, we had 3 paramedics there, ambulances. We had the fire department there. We had several Killeen PD officers there. And I want to say thank you to Killeen PD also, and to the Killeen Animal Control. This situation was handled wonderfully by them. There was a little miscommunication, but other than that, it was okay. The Killeen Animal Control officer, he at first told me, I can't do anything until my supervisor gets here. I can't go in there to get the dog. Where is the dog? He's locked up in the bathroom. He is like, okay. When the supervisor for animal control showed up, she was like, where is the dog? My husband told her in the bathroom. The paramedic didn't hear that. He was like, no, don't go up inside the house. My husband, he's the Killeen Animal Control supervisor, had already told my husband that he could go up inside the house and take one of the dogs that was in the living room outside. So that way there was no commotions or misunderstandings of which dog it was. My husband went inside, grabbed the dog, took the dog outside. That was kind of the miscommunication between the paramedics and the Killeen Animal Control supervisor. KPD showed up. One of the officers had a body cam on. He walked up inside the house too. He was recording everything of when they went in there to get the dog out. He videotaped the whole thing. And I want to say thank you to Killeen PD for having, number one, the body cams on this officer and how well the situation was handled. And we did forewarn animal control that the dog was extremely hyped up. He was older than what his breed should have been. He was, I want to say, almost completely blind, if not 100% blind. He he was scared. He was hurt. The whole, I mean, I'm not even blind. I'm not even his age or anything. But I know if I was sleeping and somebody dropped a heavy wooden tray on me, I would think that I was being attacked too. What is a dog supposed to do? Stand up and say, "Hey, lady, that hurts." Or, "Hey, little kid, don't do that to me again." Dogs do what is instinctual for them. My husband had taken this other dog outside, not the one that attacked, a different dog. He's out back with the dog. And I flat out told the officer that had the body cam, I was like, please, if you can't avoid it, do not shoot the dog. My husband is out back with a different dog. He would totally lose it. And my husband even said so. That he would have lost it. They would have taken him to a state hospital. He turns around. He's out there several minutes with this other dog in the backyard, while animal control and this officer are inside getting the other dog that did attack. They finally get him outside. They had to put a catch pole, use a catch pole, to get this dog up out of the bathroom. It broke my heart. I had loved this dog for many years. I did. I loved him. I would still love him, even though since then he has been put to sleep. He was a good dog until that moment. But like I said, at his age, being blind as he was, and a dead sleep, and then all of a sudden something's knocked over onto him, he freaked. He was scared. I do not want to hear any situations from people leaving comments saying, well, I would have handled it this way. I would have shot the dog. How are you going to shoot the dog with multiple people up in the way? Come on, people, think. All right. Well, I would have killed the dog. You know what? Don't even talk to me. Don't even leave those stupid comments. I will immediately delete them, and I will delete the person who leaves one of these stupid or rude comments. And I'm going to say it again. This dog was not a pit bull. Even if he was, I still do not want to hear any rude comments about dog breeds. I was bitten by an English Springer Spaniel when I was 5 years old. I'm not scared of them. I am not scared of any breed of dog. I have a healthy respect for all dog breeds. All dog breeds. American Pit Bull Terrier, American Bulldog, Staffordshire Terrier, British Bulldog, a French Bulldog, Bull Mastiffs, you name it. I have a healthy respect for all dog breeds. And I will be the first one to stand up for any bully breed. Any bully breed. I will stand up and I will 100% be an advocate for any bully breed. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, because of a dog's breed. No. I'll say it again. This was not an American Pit Bull Terrier. And even if he was, it's still no excuse to make snide or rude comments about any breed of dog. At all. Ever. I've owned Pit Bull Terriers in the past. I do not want to hear anything about it. I've owned Chihuahuas. And my Chihuahuas were more aggressive than the American Pit Bull Terrier. So I don't want to hear anything about it. Nothing at all. My husband has been traumatized by this. He has been having nightmares since this has happened. He goes, I always see things like this on the news, but I never thought I would be involved in trying to save somebody's life. After everybody was put in the back of their ambulances and taken to these different hospitals, I was literally on my hands and knees in the bathroom, picking up pieces of this young man's face. After I did that, I went back to the kitchen and I just sat down. I just sat down. I had to sit down. It had brought back some memories from 20 years before, and I had to deal with it. It was a very traumatic situation. Like I said, I don't want to hear anything from anybody saying, well, I would have handled it this way or that way. If you are not in the situation at the moment, I do not want to hear anything about it. I mean it. Whoever leaves the first rude or snide comment, their comment will be deleted and they will be blocked from my page. Since this has happened, the young man had to go see a plastic surgeon yesterday. The plastic surgeon said that he has to wait 6 months to a year before he's able to do reconstructive surgery on this part of this young man's face. It's a hard situation for everybody that was involved with the whole thing that happened before I got there, after I got there, and after everybody went to the hospital. Like I said, I understand why the dog did this. It was hard. It was real hard. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. Bye.